The British royal family has fascinated the world for generations. People everywhere watch their weddings, celebrate their babies, and follow their every move. Newspapers, TV, and social media keep the royals in the spotlight. Even small mistakes can become big news. In this essay, we'll look at how the media covered Prince William's 2017 Verbier ski trip and Prince Harry's private message scandal, and what that reveals about fairness in reporting. In March 2017, Prince William took a short holiday to Verbier, Switzerland, instead of attending an important Commonwealth Day service in London. Photos showed him dancing in a nightclub and chatting with people, including a woman who was not his wife. British newspapers reported the story gently, using words like letting off steam and having fun. The palace treated it as a private matter, and the coverage faded quickly. The story did not harm his reputation in a major way. Several years before he met Meghan Markle, Prince Harry faced backlash when private messages and photos were leaked to the press. The most famous example was in 2012, when pictures from a party in Las Vegas showed him playing games and joking with friends. Some of the photos showed him without clothes, which quickly became headline news. The media was quick to report every detail. Some newspapers published the photos while others described them in full. The stories used words like scandal, wild, and embarrassing. Unlike William's ski trip, there was little attempt to use softer language. The palace responded with a short statement saying that Harry was on private time. However, the media attention was already intense. Some commentators said Harry's actions were shameful and damaged the royal family's image. The reaction from the public was mixed, but many people were critical. The story stayed in the headlines for weeks, and Harry's reputation was seriously affected. Years later, the incident is still mentioned whenever his behaviour is discussed. The difference in media coverage between William's ski trip and Harry's private messages was clear. William's story was covered with softer language and faded from the news quickly. Most articles focused on him enjoying a break and did not suggest he had done anything seriously wrong. The story was treated as light gossip, not a scandal. In contrast, Harry's story was everywhere. Newspapers used stronger words and bigger headlines. The coverage was detailed, sometimes even harsh. News channels and websites repeated the story many times, always using dramatic words like scandal and outrage. The story lasted for weeks and even months in some cases. People noticed that William seemed to get more understanding from the press. When Harry made mistakes, the media seemed less forgiving. This difference raised questions about whether all royals are treated equally by the media. The way these stories were reported affects how people see William and Harry. Readers might think William's mistakes are minor, while Harry's are much worse, even if the events are similar in nature. There are, many reasons why the media might treat different royals in different ways. One reason is public expectation. Prince William is the future king, so the media may want to protect his image. They might avoid stories that could damage public trust in the monarchy. Another reason is personality. The press often describes William as steady and responsible, while Harry is called rebellious or wild. These labels shape the way stories are written. Journalists might expect certain behaviour from each prince, and report it in ways that fit these expectations. Competition between newspapers also plays a role. Some media companies try to sell more papers by creating exciting headlines. If a story about Harry is seen as more exciting or shocking, it might get more attention. William's stories might be seen as less dramatic, so they are not reported as harshly. Finally, relationships between the royal family and the media can influence coverage. Reporters who want to stay close to the palace may write more positive stories about certain royals. This helps them keep access to exclusive news and interviews. Today, social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram and TikTok have changed the way royal stories spread. News travels faster than ever before, and, well, anyone can share their opinion with the world. Sometimes, stories that start in newspapers become even bigger online. After William's Verbier trip, some people used social media to defend him, while others criticised him for missing his royal duties. Hashtags and memes quickly appeared, making the story spread to more people. Even people outside the UK could join the conversation. When Harry's private messages and photos were leaked, social media made the story go viral. People shared the images, made jokes, or posted strong opinions. Some defended Harry, but many others used the story to criticise him. The online discussion was often more intense and less forgiving than in newspapers. Social media can help stories last longer. Even after the news is old, posts and comments can keep it alive for weeks or years. This makes it harder for royals to move on from mistakes, as their actions are repeated and discussed again and again. Good journalism means reporting the facts honestly and fairly. This is important, especially with stories about the royal family. When the media chooses words carefully and checks facts before publishing, readers get a clearer picture of what really happened. Fair reporting helps protect people from rumours or false accusations. Sometimes newspapers or websites rush to be first with a story and make mistakes. They might use dramatic language or focus on one side of the story, making it seem worse than it really is. This can hurt not just the royals, but also the people who read the news. Readers should look for news from trusted sources that check their facts. It is also important to notice if a story tries to make someone look bad without real evidence. Good reporters ask questions and look for the truth rather than repeating gossip or using harsh words. When people read fair and balanced news, they are less likely to be tricked by rumours or unfair stories. This helps everyone understand the real facts and make up their own minds. Media shapes how we see the royal family. Positive headlines about Prince William make people more forgiving, while negative stories about Prince Harry can make him seem always in trouble, even if it's not true. The way stories are written and the photos chosen shape what we remember. Social media spreads these opinions even faster, making it harder for the truth to stand out. By noticing these patterns, we can better understand how our opinions are shaped. Stories about the royal family are always interesting, but not all news is told the same way. Prince William's Verbier ski trip and Prince Harry's private messages were both reported very differently by newspapers and social media. These choices affect how people see each prince and what they remember about them. It is important to be fair and to check the facts before believing or sharing a story. Good reporting helps everyone understand the truth and respect the people involved. When reading royal news, readers should ask themselves if the story is balanced or if it tries to make someone look bad without real reason. We all have the power to think critically about the news we read and share. By looking for fairness and honesty, we can make sure we have the right information and treat everyone with respect, even members of the royal family.